I'm going to do a bit of a side experiment here. This is more of a society type video. A friend of mine is talking about an event that occurred in Romania where a rich kid was released by police after they found drugs in his car, and then he went on to kill people. Like, he crashed his car into people. And it's corruption, obviously, because, a poor kid would not have been allowed to just drive away. And we're talking about prison. And I'm like, I don't think prison should exist. I'm a hardcore prison abolitionist. And he says, he's very reasonable and very smart. And he's like, if prison wouldn't exist, how would the guy be punished for what he did? And he says, I don't mean as in getting beaten or something, but he took 2 lives. There should be a way to respond, right? And I'm like, okay, yeah. How society should respond to bad actions is complicated. The existence of prison, in my opinion, oversimplifies people's thinking. There's a phrase, when all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. And yeah, that's what I think. Like, we need... Everything is complicated. Like, all the stuff that we just sweep people up for and put them in prison, a lot of it should just be treated as indicators of social design needs. Like, we need to be asking why people do stuff and how to prevent it. And our efforts of prevention need to be structured such that they don't cause more crime, cause more bad actions, cause more undesirable outcomes. So, there's that. And I'm going to record while we have this conversation, and maybe I'll have a good video to upload. He says there should be a way to respond to bad actions, and I say for sure. Like, I believe that. Ooh, this is hard, typing and talking at the same time. My brain is not used to that. One moment. Okay. He says, my mom said if I was one of the victims, the guy wouldn't have made it to prison. And I was like, yeah, that's valid to me. There should be some room for combat in civil society, much like how I'm allowed to kill an attacker. We need to make some room for lethal response to directly involved persons in other contexts. Like, if a parent really did, make it illegal, right? Don't hold them down. Don't make it easy. But, like, if a parent manages to do it, manages to kill their child's killer, it's like, well, shit happens, you know. However, there has to be risks involved. First of all, it's like everybody defending the dude is allowed to kill you too to stop you. You know, are you willing to take that risk? Also, like make it illegal, like the attempt. You know, make there's risks. It's like, So yeah, the what legal and illegal would mean in a concept without society is, or in a concept with like a society without prison is it's a really complicated concept because people don't understand how important prison is to shaping a society. The existence of prison causes a lot of changes in how people think in a society and how people behave in a society. And I don't think on balance it's a positive thing. But as far as reform goes, an easy first step is to make prison comfortable. So it's like more, for example, my country, on paper anyway, people are innocent until proven guilty, but those, quote, innocent people are held in prison pending trial. But prison is also regarded as justifiably torturous. So, logically, we're tolerating the torment of the innocent. For that reason alone, we should make prison more like a nice hotel. And if it upsets you that a hideous criminal is getting nice hotel treatment, that motivates society to cure the impulse or formative conditions of crime in the first place. Makes people want to attack the foundations of crime rather than letting crime go, quote, unpunished in favor of tormenting criminals as if that solves anything. So it's an easy target. Simple to understand. And it lowers the moral hazard of putting people in prison if you're not 100% sure they should be there. America, we have what's known as the plea bargain problem, where authorities threaten suspected criminals with longer sentences if they are convicted and don't confess. So people will confess in exchange for shorter sentences, even if they didn't commit a crime, because no one has any faith in the accuracy of court determinations, because legal process is not scientific process. Forensic fraud is common, and essentially everyone understands that wealth equals acquittal, and that being charged will destroy your finances. The result is that a staggering 95% of people in American prison did not see a trial because they plead, plead? I don't know how to spell that. I'm going to go with pled. Excuse me. Because they pled out. We are a gangster police state. Run by billionaires, and the government, quote, is a complete myth. Literally. I'm typing a link to my "we don't have a government" thing. And I'm also going to put that link in the description of this video. I can't start writing the description. I guess I just need to put it in a notepad. Huh. I don't know if it's good for me or bad for me, but it feels good for me that I have coffee in the morning, because part of what it does is it clears my lungs. I don't know exactly what the mechanism behind that is. I feel like worst case scenario, I have a food sensitivity to something common to my coffee, and it's causing inflammation in my lungs, and it causes them to, produce fluid to clear the way. But obviously, I feel like that needs to happen because I don't want it just sitting in there. It's like emphysema land, and I don't want that ever. I do know that asthma meds tend to be stimulating. They're stimulants like Prevenal, and caffeine is a stimulant. Maybe that's what's happening. Who knows? It makes me wonder about why why I feel better when I have coffee in the morning. Maybe it's not just the drug caffeine, because I used to try, because I know coffee has bad stuff in it. The sugar and fat, especially before when I was making it in a different way. I would overdo the sugar and I would use powdered creamer, and that's like a really bad decision. I wish I'd known about seed oils and hydrogenate. I mean, really, they poisoned me as a kid. Everybody who grew up in the 90s got poisoned. Anyway, excuse me. So, yeah, but I tried using caffeine pills, like break one in half and then have breakfast or some like a chocolate milk or something, to uh, replace this basically soup. That's what coffee is. It's like a broth, a vegetable infusion, and it gives my stomach something to work on. Um, but that didn't work out at all. Like I did not feel good doing that, so I went back to coffee. And the body and food and everything, it's so complicated. I'm not at all sure why I feel better this way. I just know that I do, and it's kind of trial and error. A lot of it, like what I feel like I understand about the mechanics of all that stuff, is mostly rationalization after the fact. I'm like, I noticed that this thing does X, so I'm like inventing Y. Does Y sound plausible? Then that's what I'm going with for now, you know? Because being honest, without records, I don't have a lot of predictive power that I can test. Like, I don't know. Excuse me, but that's enough recording for now. I'm gonna get into Poe, I think. I'll start recording some of that. I'm gonna upload this while I'm doing that. Thanks again for watching.